Assalamualaikum. My name is Najieha binti Sharom, metric number 254-120. I will present about the discriminations in the workplace. Assalamualaikum. Firstly, I will explain the introduction of discriminations in the workplace. Okay, let's start. Human rights protection from discrimination include direct and indirect discriminations. This occurs when rules or policies supposedly apply to everyone equally, especially works to disadvantage of one or more in groups. In this issue, discrimination affects a person's right to equality. This prevents some employees from fully participating in their workplace as their opportunities are limited. The reason for discriminations occur to their physical appearance, such as sex, gender, race, religion, regardless of the occupation, the color of skin, and the abilities to performing the job. In Malaysia, according to the Department of Statistics in year 2019, Malaysia Gender Gap Index showed an average score of 0.7% between men and women in year 2018. For example, in economic participations and opportunity for labor force participations of women, about 80.4%, which is more than women, only 55.2%. Next, in educational attainment for the literacy rate of women, about 96.3%, and for men about 97.0%. While statistics for racial discrimination ranking Malaysia in the year 2019 show that Indians score 46%, which is the highest face racial discriminations, followed ethnic Chinese 20% and Malay 18%. Although there are laws in Malaysia that prohibition from being explained in detail and specifically about the discriminations in the workplace. Firstly, Industrial Relations Act 1976. This act provides that employees are prohibited from discriminating against their employees. Next, Employment Act 1955. This act provides that employees, either local or foreign, may file a complaint to the human resource or chief due to he is being discriminated against in relation to a local or foreign employees. I will explain about the definitions of discriminations. Discrimination is the differentiating and giving preferential treatment to certain people over others. It is associated with unfairness and being biased while making decisions or treating people based on their demographic features. In case of discriminations among employment in the workplace involving such as gender, race, age, and religions are common in Malaysia. In addition, the problems of discriminations occur because employers practice partiality and bias towards some of their employees. In Malaysia, protections to the workers is assured with an acknowledgement to the right to livelihood as a fundamental right. Besides that, barriers that creating a peaceful and harmonious work environment in various countries are culture, stigma, and discriminations that occurs among workers. In addition, discrimination can also be seen when employer give a salary that is not commensurate with the employee's contribution based on the group he represents. This shows that the discrimination is a common practice found in the human society, stemming from the human tendency to discriminate against others and feel that a group they represent is more powerful in the field. Next, I will explain the types of discriminations in the workplace. In the workplace consists of employees who have different backgrounds, religions, cultures, and social background. Discriminations is classified into two types, which is direct or indirect discriminations. Direct discriminations occurs when one person treats another less favorably related to their race, gender, age, and disabilities, while indirect discrimination occurs when a company's procedure, rules, or policy which applies to everyone affect a pupil with specific protected characteristics. Sex or gender discriminations refers to discriminations against women in the workplace. This discrimination occurs if an employer does not provide equal opportunities to its employees, such as unequal or unfair treatment among male and female workers in labor market. Employment opportunities include an increase in payment, salary, holiday, or other benefits. For example, unequal payment is prevalent when male earning more than women in all job sectors. In year 2016, in terms of male employees receive monthly salary and wage about 2,500, which is higher than female, only about 2,398. Secondly, race and religious discriminations. Race discrimination is involving treating someone unfavorably because he or she certain race or personal characteristics, such as skin complexion. Next, religious discriminations involving treating a person unfavorably because of his or her religious belief, such as Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism. At international level, racial discriminations occur due to the political and historical background, especially in South Africa. Besides that, since most forms of discriminations occur at the local level, it can be seen that culture and social pressure are most influential, and this pressure will increase discriminations against religious minorities. Lastly, disabilities discriminations refers to persons who have long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments, which is interactions with various barriers may hinder their participations in society and difficult to get a job opportunity in any sectors. For example, job opportunity for the disabled in Malaysia, which is an average of 1% quota, which is around 14,000 job opportunities provided in the government sector for disability persons. Discrimination in the workplace is a common occurrence that arises at all levels, from the advertisement, recruitment, interviews, employment contract, and training. Employees in the workplace have stereotypes and negative thoughts about each other. In addition, dissatisfactions and contempt between one race and another. Besides that, gender discriminations that leads to discriminations against women. Most stakeholders have a negative perception of women where they consider women to be weak. Stakeholders also state that women are not eligible for jobs that require physical strength and leadership positions. Thus, most female employees show poor performance and are less motivated in the workplace. In the case study of hotel dress code, we're looking at the issue of banning the wearing of headscarf for female workers. This case forbade women who working at the receptionist counter not to be allowed to wear hijab. Moreover, this issue also occurs at the premise of JD Sport Malaysia, when employers prohibit Muslim workers from performing prayers while working. Meanwhile, Minister of Human Resource state the complaint of employment discriminations that include sex and racial discriminations, sexual harassment, lack of facilities to perform prayers, which is mostly Muslim men were disallowed to take Friday prayer. However, this should not happen in Malaysia as the country is the majority of Muslims and practice the teachings of Islam. Thus, if work discrimination continues to be practiced in an organization, then it will have affect the country and community. In terms of economic effect, economic development of the country will not achieve because there is no balance in productivity generations between male and female. Hence, discrimination also can impact towards an individual's opportunity, their well-being, and decrease job satisfaction. This due to continuous exposure to discriminations can cause individuals to internalize prejudice and stigmas directed against them. Although they feel less powerful or confident in themselves because they have lost the fight against discrimination issue in the workplace. In this case, employers need to develop an anti-discrimination policy at the workplace. The policy is to increase the value of employers, such as professional, mutual support, and respect in each other in the workplace. Generally, we can say that discrimination of gender among women is a very common issue in the workplace, whether in the private sector or the public sector. Based on the previous research conduct, discriminatory women comprise various forms of discriminations, which have negative effects on women as well as creating an uncomfortable working environment and affecting the productivity of the company. Racial discrimination is also becoming a very serious problem in the workplace. There is a perception that only one race has a privilege in all things. They look down on other races and care about the welfare of their own race. For example, on the issues of racial discriminations in the workplace, job application involving the Malay employees is smaller than application of Chinese employees so-called for interview. So this problem will affect another race to get job opportunities even if they are qualified for the job criteria. Although the existing legislations in Malaysia is still unable to address the issues of discriminations in the workplace. So it hoped that the law to overcome this problem will be able to be done strictly because everyone has the right to equality and freedom, especially in the workplace. This is to ensure that all employees from different sects, race, religions have opportunities to get a job in the labor market.